What's the topic today? Today the topic is that, yesterday I was doing this thing and I was like, I don't like the way that I did this. It's a little bit of a hack and there's specific things that people want to be able to do. Um, so we're going to do that. We're going to do that. As follows. Okay. This will currently not frickin' compile. In fact, wow. Wow. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Sometimes if you throw something really weird at your compiler that it ain't done before, you will detect problems. Okay, we have a breakpoint that we don't want. Get rid of those breakpoints. I don't even know what I'm compiling right now. Not the right thing. How are things, everybody? Okay. Exception thrown. So, target type. Okay. Okay. So we need to get a little more sophisticated in here. Okay. Passes implementation tab. So we have some like eval to constant. Okay, we could say literal or constant. That's fine. Interp. If it's even called interp. The expression must implement I think we're going to do that. If not consted, report error, attempt to use a type restriction, but the target expression is not constant. Interp report info. Okay, this is implement inst. Here is the non-constant expression. If must implement is not equal to implement inst. Okay, return null. Okay. Interp ice. The type of this instantiation was not yet ready, exclamation point. Okay, that's a bummer. Return null. Okay. Now, okay. Okay. Else if constant defin array element type. All right. That's incomplete. Else terp report error. Implement inst the type of this this type restriction is not of a valid type. The only valid. This is going to be such a confusing. Is not valid. To be valid, it must indicate a struct or an array of types. Okay. I'll do that there. The type of this expression is colon whatever. We won't put the parentheses. All right. So this is going to be a new feature, and we could go crazy with it. We're not going to yet. When using an array as a type restriction, it must be a constant array literal. Okay. This is all if it's a type, right? Otherwise, we say This is also to do. The type restriction is not valid. Here we'll say that the type restriction is not valid when using an array as a type restriction. The element and then we'll do another type name here. Okay, this actually is there. Here we'll go. Okay, cool. So now that we are here, since we have non-constant frickin' literals now, we have to check for that. Auto literal is static cast as literal constant. Auto info is literal values dot array literal info. If literal value type is literal array, else we're going to have to put something here. All right. Now, array literal info. If info first non-constant index is greater than or equal to 0, that's badge. Here is the type restriction that is using the non-constant array. Okay, but first we want to say report error on info. No, not on info. Literal. This array literal is being used as a type restriction. So it must be constant, but it is not constant. The first non-constant element of this array is at array index %d. This is going to be 0 based. Starting from 0. Comma, where the first element is 0. Right, info first non-constant index. Okay, that's cool. Interp report error literal. This literal is being used as a type restriction, so it must be, so it should be an array literal, but it is. All right. We're just being very explicit about the fucking error messages, because whenever people are confused about anything like this, it eats so much time. So much time. All right, we're still not actually doing the fucking thing. Target type. Really? The code is too big. Oh. All right. So this should be on, this is interface. Oh, we have this at the wrong level. So all this is there. This was meant to go on the interface. Boy, I really probably messed that up. Okay, not all control paths return a value. Well, we just did that. Of course, how good is the analysis? Okay, let's finish our actual logic here. So if it's a literal, if it's an array, okay. Okay. All that. Wait. Okay, right now we need to check this, but we could factor that out. Okay. We are still dying. Expected a type here, but got an expression. Wait, what? That's the old compiler. Debug. Why this overload was not matched, but the compiler is confused and did not report an error. Okay, well, that's because I really fucked up. Let's just do this. If we have no must implement, return source type. See, I was returning null instead of the source type. Okay. Cd call did not match any of the possible overloads. How is that a vector 3? Because maybe we changed normalize. I don't know. What's my favorite C++ feature? My favorite C++ feature is me not having to use it except for when I'm working on the compiler. All right, this is weird. So we messed something up. Okay, why? So head at, right, so this is the return value of normalize. Okay. Normalize very clearly returns, oh, this is different normalize. This one uses the type restriction. This one doesn't, but we're going to do that. It's probably still going to not work. Possible overloads. Compiler is confused and did not return error. Okay. Oh, you know, we do need to report an error. Hold on. Do we pass silent check here? We do. Okay, we are expected to report an error if we don't match. Here where I said it's not an error, that's not true. It is our responsibility report error info. Implement inst the type mismatch. The type of this argument did not meet the type restriction. Here's a type restriction. It indicates that the argument must be a member of a certain constant array of types. Interp report info literal. Here is the array of types that is indicated by that is being used by the restriction. Permitted by the restriction. That's better than being used. Used for what? Okay. Okay. We need to clean up our overload format reporting. Okay. The argument type is vector3. Indicates that the argument must be a member of a certain constant array of types. Here is the array of types permitted by the restriction. Sad. All right. So now, though, we're just going to break there and see why. Maybe the information isn't in the literal in the way we expect. 1513. Why C++ over C? I'm sorry. I have no interest in answering these questions. Please stop asking. I don't care about either C++ or C. C was very good in 1970 or 1980 or even 1990. Like, I just have a lot of work to do, and I can't answer these questions over and over for things I don't care about. There are things I do care about. Like, for example, I started working in this room and my nose is stuffy again, and it's so bad. Okay. I didn't mean the compiler switch question, although that is also a question that everybody asks. I meant the C question. Okay, so we are here. Info statements in order is 3. Oh. Yeah, that's not the right thing. Each one of these is going to have a substitution. vector2. That's the identifier. I'm comparing against the identifier, so it was a goofy mistake that I made. However, it makes me think, are these stored somewhere? I guess not. I don't see another array. All right. Eval to constant to. Okay. Auto constant element is eval to a literal or constant, comma it, if it's not constant, we ice it. We expected this to be constant. Colorado's way hotter than this time last year. Yeah, I told a friend that it might snow before Halloween because it did that last year, but maybe not this year. I don't know. Hey, look, our program compiled. How freaking awesome is that? Let's make sure it runs. I introduced a bug yesterday into the game, and somebody working on the game fixed it. And I'm like, oops, sorry to make work for you, dude. It's all for the greater good, though. All right, game still runs. Awesome. Loading the editor, okay. So that's good. We can use this more. What? I'm trying to remember what file this is. Since serialize, right? Put. Yes. Oh, we can't do that. Wait. Because we do variants. Oh no. I wanted to use this feature for this function. And we actually can't do it because we decode variants. Like maybe you want to let people specify a flag that says variants are okay. Or not. I sort of feel like this is one of the things that we're going to figure out, but I wonder, do we even have any other cases of this? Well, I'm sure we do. I just don't remember. Okay, actually what we're looking for is things that don't have the slash. Things that do a modify. Is that literally our only modify? What? In all of Sokoban? How is that even possible? Okay, how about the modules? Is atomic scalar. Okay. So for that one, I think we could probably do it. Let's see. No, because fucking enums, dude. An enum, you could think of an enum as just being like a variant on the integer type. Also pointers, right? Wow. Okay, maybe we can't actually use this fucking feature anywhere. Let's see. Can't use it there. Wow, I spent half an hour implementing a feature. This is the same. As the serialize, except it also has pointers. Can't use it here. Guys, I implemented a useless feature. I was hyped to type this in and ship it to the people. But if I cannot even use it, who can fucking use it? I mean, I used it one time. I could use it one other time. Oh, you know, let's keep looking for a bit. No, because this is the same. The codex use is the same as the game one. Maybe I should have looked at this first. Okay. How about interfaces? Now I'm demoralized. Let me go make my washing machine shush. Dishwasher, I mean. Well, rip. I mean, I guess I fixed it. I shipped this because it fixed a crash. And we can see if we use it. But like... Eh. Let's run it on the tests. New feature, type restrictions. We did make normalized generic, as in that. Now can take an array, a constant array literal. Now can use restriction to refer to a constant array literal, which then explicitly lists all the possible types for the argument. For an example, see normalize in modules basic, modules math. I had thought this was a long-awaited feature, but after implementing it, I find I have hardly any use cases. I had expected to be able to replace some modify procs with this, but those procs all use stuff like arbitrary enum or pointer types. We're leaving this in for now, but we'll see if it is actually useful for anyone. Okay. Fix the crash when type restrictions referred to strange types. Okay. Well, we passed the tests. Enhanced type restrictions actually seems not as useful as... Okay. Boop. Well, that was something I was excited about all day to do after hours. Mike is just pointed in a wrong direction. Well, I'm so sorry. Yeah, we can see if people have a use. Well, now what? I guess I could look at the bug list to see what else we could fix for the people. But could see it cleaning up some modify stuff for some beta people. Well, I thought it would for me, and it didn't. Because the problem is, it's not like you could say what's in this list or what's in the modify directive, right? I mean, maybe we could come up with a way to say that, but that's not how it is right now. So, like, if there's anything at all that needs a little bit of code to detect, then rip, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's take a brief, we're going to take like a 3-minute break of not really working because I feel tired tonight. And then we'll go back to the mailbag. The mailbag. The mailbag. Oh. Enum is module parameter error. So I feel like this may be one of the things that Raphael fixed. Let's find out. I said I would take a break of a few minutes, and I'm not even doing that. Boom. Internal compiler error. Yeah. Gave us an unconstable expression for a bake constant. I'm just going to forward this to him and ask him about it. Not sure if this would be handled by the just did or not. I think this falls into the territory of stuff I declared illegal way back, but of course it's bad to issue an ICE for that. So I could just tell people it's illegal if I can detect it in some clean way. But if it can be made to work, then great. That said, I feel like it wouldn't, since your code is about saving the type from the initial match, and here you would not know the enum type at that time, but I figured I'd ask, let me know. Okay, so that's some motion on that bug, but calling swap on a pair, what? What the fuck? What the fuck? This seems like a really bizarre error message. This seems, or not even an error message, just compiler error. Oops. Okay. That is a mechanism in the bytecode builder that does not do the right thing. Wah, wah, wee, wah. Wah, wah, wee, wah. Okay. So this emit binary is probably the array subscript. Wow. All right. Wah, wah, wee, wah. Sometimes you write some code and you're like, yeah, this code might make me sad later. It finally did. Okay. Select return from call. We have an extract. That's an internal node that we generate when certain things happen. It's because this is a compound assignment, so it gets desugared. But in this case, the recently completed call should be this. So why are we... What? Let's run it. Let's run it. Okay. Get recently completed call. Emitting arrow call. Wait, why don't we just... Oh, emitting arrow. My brain just... Okay, this may not be a good programming night for me, guys. My brain just had an episode. Not an episode, but like... I was thinking that emitting and call were the same thing. I'm like, what? No, this is a record that contains call as a member, as you can obviously tell. All right. But we say what call this is from. Line 16, right? This is also, oh, right. They're both on line 16. Let's actually do this. And put the foo on line set. There's going to be 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. So now the call that was recently completed is the line 16 one, supposedly. Okay. But we want line 17. That makes sense. So what happened is the code that does this expects this to be the last thing that happened, but it generates this before the assignment, and this overwrites our old thing. So I need to, this is kind of a stupid thing. There are some things that we could do. I can think of an ultra stupid thing that we can do, that I will do if I cannot think of something better. I have a fix in my brain. Look, you can't get abs in less than 7 minutes, okay? It's 7-minute abs. Guys, wait, it went away. So I took a dance injury of somebody impacting my jaw really hard like a month ago. And stuff has been weird. Right there, I was chewing on this cookie, and things were set up exactly right so that when I was breathing in through my nose, like something was ringing in my ear, like the wind was going through the ear. I don't understand how that's even, I guess that goes through the sinuses, right? So just for some reason, that was shaped differently for a second to such that it would make like wind going. I don't know. That was really strange. Why did I get punched? It actually wasn't a punch. It was more like a headbutt. Sometimes people make mistakes. That's all I could say. Although this came just a few weeks after someone hitting me really hard in the jaw with a knee. Actually, it was a neck. It was a headbutt to the neck. After someone hitting me in the jaw really hard with a knee, and before somebody hitting me really hard in the side of the head with a knee. It's been a busy couple of months here in Boulder, Colorado. Okay. Does anybody else call this? No. Let's make sure. Nope. Now, the time when I wrote this recently completed call thing is actually from before I did a big refactor on all this stuff. What I was probably trying to do, though, was to avoid putting even more crap on the procedure call node. But that would solve this problem. Just putting more crap on the procedure call node. We have this thing called recently completed call. Wait. We only use we never use this. We only use this to verify it's the right one. We just use result value number base. I don't mind putting an S32 on procedure call. It's all this other shit that I guess we don't need anymore. Let's really make sure. So what did I do? Get recently. I just searched for this, but yeah, only one time. Okay, does anyone say in use vargs arrays? Wow, this used to be already used. Emit procedure stack. Oh. This is being used. Okay, but what we could do is just duplicate this value, and then we wouldn't need the recently completed call. We would still need the emit procedure stack, right? Someone probably uses this. Yeah. Okay, so we are using this data. Oh, you know, probably what it was I had this laying around and I decided to use it for this other thing. All right. We're just going to do that. We're going to say get recently completed call is no longer a thing. Result value number base. All right. Did I delete the... I did delete this, right? No, I didn't delete this. Recently completed call has to go away. Oh, we're still setting it. Pop procedure call for emit memoization. Ta-da! I saw him in chat, but I will reply anyway. Okay. Fixed incorrect code generation in weird cases involving calls and compound assignments. In some, they aren't that weird. Let's just say some. Some cases involving these things. That's really not a good bug to have in your compiler. I'm glad that one's gone, because nobody would have any reason to believe that that's a problem, right? Like when you wrote that code, why would you think that the compiler would get confused about anything, right? And yet, the compiler was confused about something. Implemented, commented out, get version real. I don't even know what is going on in this email. Let's take the W first and we'll look at it. Commit. I'm just going to copy this. Okay. Okay, so in Windows, modules, Windows, get version. Get version real. This is what Jeff uses to get the Windows version. Okay. What? API MS WinCourse. Okay. I don't understand this at all. This shouldn't be in here anyway, but okay. Let's just diff this. Diff later. Diff. Okay, so, God, it's freaking white everywhere. Get file version info A. Get file version info in ours. Okay, so he defined this, defined that. These both seem reasonable. Ver query value, that seems fine. But it's in a place called version. I don't think that works. I don't think that works. he just sort of did this as a thing. What this means is okay, I'm just going to reply in the thing. If there are two issues here to directly transcribing this. One is, I think back when that was added to Windows. There wasn't quite clarity on what the Windows module should be. Since then, it seems clear that it should just be a Windows bindings module. So I think a procedure like this should instead be in Windows resources or somewhere like that. No big deal there. The other issue is if you do system library no DLL, then the code will not work during compile time execution, and now we have a landmine that people can mysteriously hit. I wonder if there is some other way to get these routines when needed. For example, with load library and get proc address or something, question mark. Okay. I have replied to that. Yeah, it's unclear to me. It's unclear to me what to do here. I'm glad you liked the podcast. It was a fun interview to do. Who is Jeff? Jeff, he wears like a fez. You know him? That's Jeff, I think. It's hard. It's actually hard to say which guy is which. Anyway. Okay. Bug and get machine name in Linux. Get machine name of the system module. Get host name, return 0 on success and -1 on failure. Oh, okay. Get machine name. Okay, we're going to deprecate these as well. Get machine name. That's Windows. That's Mac. This is Linux. Test this. Yeah, fucking don't write code that you've literally never run. I know who wrote this comment. I'm not going to say who it is, but like, this is somebody who did this kind of thing like a lot. Okay, we don't need to do this. This is bad style. Okay. What do you mean two-string host name? Why are we saying two-string? Can't. can I just do this? Let me see. Let's actually make this a regression test before we go on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, so all right, so we're going to go assert a sub 0 is equal to a0 and a sub 1 is equal to a1. I know that's confusing. It's just steak sauce. Okay, now we've got that. I can toast this file. And I just want to know does that work? Yep. So all these two strings are not necessary. So we're going to do a few things here. Modules fixed broken get machine name on Linux. Okay. This is fixed in the next beta. Thanks for the report. I'm hoping. Oh God. See, I have to fucking, if I run my Ubuntu, I have to. Oh, it doesn't even work. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, it just where is this fucking two string? Okay. I think we could do this here as well, right? I'm just testing. Just testing that all these variants work. Okay. In simple string. Okay. So modules simple string deprecated the overloads of two string that took U8 arrays because nowcast does that. Okay. Okay, that won't work because we haven't recompiled the release compiler since we made those features work. All right, now we've got all these deprecate holios. It's all UI text buffer. Okay. I'm just going to be, like, I'm not testing on Linux right now, but. So this is going to be a U8 pointer. So you've got to be careful and not change the ones that are U8 pointers. Oh, no, you know what? We need this one because we don't know the count. All right. I almost made an egregious bug. All right, let's change this one too. Fuck you. Put this down here. Okay. All right. I'm just going to check that in. Fix Linux get machine name. There's something else I'm going to want to do in that file, but first, deprecate unnecessary two-string overloads. Okay, we're going to check this in. Then we're going to go to Sokoban. All right. And let's make a release compiler so we can build faster. And then we're just going to get rid of all these two strings that aren't necessary. Yeah, when I did the cast to string initially there, that would have been wrong because yeah, it would have been bad news. It would have been bad news. This is also why yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All right. So now we've still got all these. All right. Okay, so we're going to replace toString UI.text buffer with this is all like old shitty UI code that shouldn't exist anyway, but I can't get anyone to replace it. Okay. It's all code that never should have been typed into the game in the first fucking place. All right. All right. Lighting. Enable outlines. Outline material. We should actually test some of these. Hey, look. Now, the other thing I wanted to do, well, first let's run this. Okay. The panel works. Okay. Yeah. So we're just going to claim that works. If I broke the game 2 nights in a row, I'll be sad. All right. Replace trivial to string calls mildly scary in that I might not have noticed some breakage. Revert that. Apparently I edited that material list, so let's not do that. All right. Boom. Okay. Should it take an allocator as argument? No, it should not. We have decided how that will be handled in the future. Okay. Now, what was the other system? To do. Who says to do with an uppercase do? Okay. So, officially deprecated old procedure names OSGate, username OSGate, machine name. Okay. Hey, look. We sure do use those in Sokoban. Let's just check in on the compiler. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing in Sokoban. I could probably just do this with a global search and replace in Visual Studio, but Baker. Okay, let's vet these. OS get username, OS get username, machine name. Get working set size. We don't know about that one. Is that in system? No. All right. Editor user IDs. Get MAC addresses. No. Get username. Yes. Playtest notes. Oh. Right. Wait, that was the other one anyway. Right? Right. Yeah. Okay. This is one of these things where maybe get username. We should be more specific about it anyway. Okay, damn it. I think it's just here. Yeah. Because all the other things we pretty much want the system username. Yeah. It was just this one. Let me make sure I didn't hose that. The way I would know is if we made it a new user ID for me just now. User IDs. October 15. Okay. Still October 15. 60. Number 60. Let me validate that for a second. Hang on, I don't want to dox anyone. I don't want to dox anyone. 60. That is me. Hooray. All right, so I didn't mess that up. That's great. Okay. Stop using old OS names for things in the system where those were deprecated. Modules slash. Now is the time when I check to see if I've been getting nasty grams from the build server this whole time. Let's check this actually. Hey, passing, passing, hella passing. Uh-oh. That didn't passing right there. I probably messed something up on Linux. Let's see. It said I broke something and fixed something. Wait, macOS? What? Oh, that's something Raphael was working on. Okay, but then maybe I broke something. Linux, 2-string host name. Did not. All right. When I put this thing back. Okay. I think it was hostname.data. Right? Let's diff this. Okay, it was the one before that. Where's the 2-string? Get machine name. 2-string host name. Yeah. So when I put it back, I didn't put it back correctly. Maybe that's what somebody meant in chat. This is what I meant to put, and I didn't. Fix Linux. Annie Linux. What's been going on with Annie Linux lately? Anyway. Get hostname from the process header. We'll have fun doing that in a way that didn't randomly change on some distro. Yeah, games are pretty boring these days, aren't they? But every time I say that, all these people go, no, you're wrong. They're awesome. Games are the best they've ever been. I'm 12 and games are the best they've been my entire life. Yep. Yep. That's like the entire purpose of Twitter is you say something and then somebody yells at you, that's not true because of this one counterexample. Someone literally abusively tweeted at me today because I said remote work is hard. And they were like, you're an idiot. This company's stock went up during the time it was remote work. And I'm like, okay. Gee, I wonder how many factors there are in price motion of the stock of a moderately sized to large company. Like, I just blocked the person. Didn't even bother. I blocked so many people today. Let's see if there's anyone else to block. No, nobody else has replied. Maybe AOC tweeted something and distract. Oh, wait, no, it just didn't refresh. Now people have replied. Just anytime you post about work from home, literally thousands of people are just like, but I want to work from home. And it's like, I know that. I know that. So do I. But and like none of these people have skin in the game, right? They all want to lecture me about this shit. Zero of them run software companies. Actually, one guy did, and he kind of agreed with me. Zero of these people run software companies, and they're like, nah, 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 nah. You don't understand how important it is to work from home. It's like, fuck you. Why do I even read anything on that website? How big is my block list? I don't even know. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. You think D&D rule set kind of sucks? Well, it's not. D&D is not a video game. That's the thing. Is that rule set was iterated on for a specific kind of play experience. All right? And that play experience is not sitting in front of a computer playing a video game. And so when you make a video game about it, it's probably a good idea to just be inspired by D&D and then make up the rules in a way that are good for a video game. But of course, the point of this was to implement D&D, and I don't think that that's very interesting. I think D&D rules are good for in-person interaction. Even then, they're really complicated, right? And you have to like learn them. Should just tweet and limit replies to myself. Yeah, I should just like several times I have intended to stop reading replies completely. And for some reason I keep not doing that. But I think I'm going to set it to only read replies from people I follow. Right? Let's do that right now. I just can't fucking take how stupid people on Twitter are anymore. It wastes so much of my time and energy. And it makes me just so frustrated. Like there just needs to be a better way to do all this. Right? Okay. Notifications. Mute notifications from people you don't follow. There we go. All right. I just went to the notifications and it's like nothing to see here. That's great. It's going to be very clean from now on, but I can learn about Zendaya and Tristan Tate and the Maple Leafs. Tweet and limit replies to myself. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should, because you can set a global reply limit, right? What is the point of Twitter? The point of Twitter is that most people are unprecedentedly lonely because we've ended up in a place society-wide that causes that. And Twitter provides shallow interactions with a bunch of people that you think might help with not being lonely, but that don't actually do that. And so that's why everybody on Twitter is angry and sad all the time. Because actually, they want to not be alone. And this thing promises that they don't have to be alone. And it leaves them alone. Right? And I know this because that's exactly what MUDs were when I was in college. Same thing. Except Twitter is the less nerdy version of MUDs. You get your social interaction from watching streamers. Is Twitch, like every time I go on Twitch, I feel like the user base or the viewership continues to decline. I paid for Twitch for a long time and then my subscription died out because, the credit card it was billing to was like old. And I just haven't renewed it and I haven't really watched Twitch since then. What's the longest time I've gone without seeing a screen? I mean, for sure, at last time I was at a serious meditation retreat for 10 days was in 2018 or 2019. So that would be 10 days. Probably the longest. Nearly 9 hours every day without seeing a screen. Yeah, are those the asleep hours? Okay. Anyway, let's check the mailbag again. Well, let me check the. Okay, so the build is fixed. That's great. Invalid instruction mnemonic. It was supposed to be pack swib, but I typed pack swib, and it caused a compiler crash. Okay, that's not good. Why the fuck would that happen? Let's investigate that shit. Pointer 2. Let's put this in a function. Because we don't want to run that. Because I don't know what pack swib does, but... Invalid instruction mnemonic. Oh, I see. It's like crash holioed after reporting the error. vsprint. Okay, so let's just see why we don't return. Okay. Oh, we're not breaking in the right place. Oh, we're trying to print the near matches. Okay, so fucking so many things are wrong with this right now. So first of all, we're getting fucked by Visual Studio. Second of all, that. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so name is completely hosed. I near matches. So this didn't. I don't know if this 52428 is even right or not. But like, no, it's just cleared fucking stack. All right. So you have to figure out a way to break here. Fuck. Token. Let's just try breaking here. Token L0s. We're going to hope there's no other assembly on a line 6 of somewhere. And we'll find out by continuing. Yep. Okay. So that's the right place. Just the way that the author of this wrote this stuff, like he has a very C style. And the problem with that is we've had a number of bugs due to shit being uninitialized in exactly the way that you expect from C, right? It's just, it's a little bit of a hassle. I mean, it's mostly fine. We don't have these too often, but then we have them and it's like, why is this all uninitialized? Did that change my perspective? You mean not seeing a screen for 10 days? No. I mean, it's a good thing to do. If you've never been on a 10-day meditation retreat, I could recommend it. Okay, so these near matches. All right, so if we find something, see here, size is 120, which means we're not going to fill out the near matches at all. What the fuck does 120 mean? X, I see. It's an ASCII character. Okay, so size is 120. Near matches is fucking not initialized at all. So okay. Yeah, this is just a bug. Like the order of the checking. Like why Why are we not doing any near matches if the size was set? That doesn't make sense to me. So we're gonna try and do what makes sense to me. All right. If not size, okay, we're going to say, it used to say the following thing, just for posterity. It used to say that. Now we're going to do this check. Okay. We're trying different kinds of sizes. Okay. I think this code just didn't get exercised that much. Okay. Pack swib. I can't say I think very much of these near matches because this is supposed to be pack SSWB. These near matches suck ass. Right? If we do this, that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, okay, I don't know how that works. Well, you can't use XMM directly like that. That's not how that works. But he didn't get to that part. The beta user didn't get to that part. Dude, these near matches are making me cry. Like the edit distance of pack SWB is 1. The edit distance of these is insane. So like what? So he doesn't do... Maybe he fills it up before... Also, like, why are we filling it up with different suffixes when we're just matching the main thing? So, like, are we... Let's see how many... 6. Yeah, so it's probably just that we're filling up the fucking thing. Although, that's not supposed to be how it works. It looks like. Okay. Yeah, so this doesn't do deletions. So this is just... All right. We had a beta user type pack SWB, which is only one character away from pack SSWB, but this routine reported a bunch much further stuff. We should implement a function that properly computes edit distance. Okay, but we fixed the crash. We fixed the crash, so that's fine. Okay. This is fixed in the next beta. Let's run the tests, even though they're not gonna activate this. While that's going, we could type this in. Fixed a crash in ASM parsing in some cases of trying to print near matches for an incorrect opcode. Maybe all cases, I don't know, but certainly some cases. So what? I don't know what people had to say about Twitch. So is it just my perception that Twitch is declining, or is it really declining in terms of number of people watching streamers and games and stuff? I feel like part of it is just there's not much in the way of exciting games. And of course, as soon as I say that, everyone will say, "Nuh-uh, Elden Ring came out almost 2 years ago and it was really exciting." Stagnating after COVID rise. Yeah, I mean, even before COVID, though, like, I just remember watching Twitch all the time because I wanted to see, like, some PUBG or some Escape from Tarkov or something, and it was, like, exciting, right? And now it's sad. There's nothing really sweeping the nation game-wise, yeah. Ads are more infuriating. Oh, I hadn't thought about that because I was paying for it, so I never saw ads. But yeah, I mean, if they're trying to make more money by jacking the ads up, I see how that could kill the user base. It's a common thing that happens. All right, so that's done. Let's go commit. Oop. We didn't do our no check-in. This code used to say, but it resulted in an uninitial crash due to near matches being uninitialized in this case. So I refactored this code to do something that made more sense to me, but I don't know if it matches the initial intent. October. Wow, we've fixed a number of things tonight. And this is all bonus because our workday ended before I even started the stream. This is all the non-work-life balance stuff that everybody on Twitter says you're a bad person if you don't care about. All right. We have another error report. This might, so this is like another nonlinear compilation error, which is one of the most common things. It might have been fixed incidentally, because we changed a lot of stuff. Oh, it wasn't fixed. Okay. Well, at least it might not even be crashing right now, but all right. Let's see. Get offset of entry. So what is the declaration? Line 80. Puzzle. We like puzzles. Let's make... fuck. What is going on? Visual... oh my god, this program is so bad. All right, let's try again. It like lagged by like 5 seconds and my input went into all the wrong places. Puzzle. Okay, that's the right one. It is the right one. Puzzle. We like the puzzle. We like that disco sound. Hey. Now. So we're using the things to save. Let's see. Emit declaration imported by using. Okay, this. This doesn't look like it could yield yet. That's not good. Oh, is this a multi-level scenario? Let's see. This is on line 88. Using TT. Oh, it's in global scope. So we're using tts.puzzle. Really? Okay, this is confusing me. Really? Get offset of legit struct dereference. Okay, I see. So puzzle has some other stuff that is not. Wait. Okay. So TTS. Okay. This is not. Oh, wait, what? So TTS is just a global called things to save, right? Yeah. Oh, it's this that's queued. Right. It's in the size pipe, yeah, which means we can't use it yet. Do we leave so many of these bugs in here? You would think that by now that I would know. We can't yield from here. Yeah. So this is what we're getting fooled. We're getting fooled. Okay, this is going to be mildly confusing. Okay, so phrase. What are we even trying to do here? Oh, because it's... Oh, we're trying to get the offset. Oh. I see. We're using this, and that permits us to see the declaration. But we can't get the address of the declaration because not everybody in the stack is through the size pipe. They're only through the... Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so some of this is just because some of this stuff is a little too complicated, or, you know, more complicated than I wish it was. And, you know, often then someday I get to rewrite these systems and they get simpler, or I revisit some assumption and say, wait, that shouldn't be that way, right? And things get cleaner. So this is just about expanding usings. And I think, you know, I think some of this problem is, again, due to the thing that we talked about in that meeting a while ago about struct header versus struct body would be a good abstraction to have, because, you know, because we don't have that. Like, what we really want to do is say the using can't fire until the struct body is ready, which includes knowing the addresses of everything, right? And instead, we have some checks about it being inferred, right? Which is probably used to be a strong enough constraint early in the compiler lifetime, but now isn't. And so this bug probably opened up over time is what happened. Usings have been a pain recently, yeah. Debug dump asked. You know, Yeah, it's just been a little while since I worked on the compiler very much. And so because that's a new facility that you added, I'm just not used to it yet. Um, so the question is, do I attempt to fix this tonight? I mean, it's close to my bedtime. This might be an easy fix. It might not be an easy fix. It is a bug that was literally just reported during the stream 17 minutes ago. So if I ship a beta and this bug isn't fixed, it's 17 minutes old. It's not that bad. So I don't know. There is a backlog of stuff that hasn't been fixed, but yeah. It's so much faster than looking up nodes by hand. Let's try it just to do it, right? How am I ever going to get used to it if I don't try it? So in the immediate window, how do I get the immediate window? Debug, Windows immediate. Okay, let's put that over here. Oh my God. Why is this so bad? Why can't I hit Control Z to undo this giant fucking travesty that just happened? All right. Now I have to fucking figure this out. Fuck. And you can't Control Z. It's like this was a really cool idea back when they first did it, but it's so horrible. Like they've never improved it ever since they added this. Command window? I guess we added that. I don't know. Exception settings. We don't even want that. Like, where did all this come from? I'll put this over here. I don't even remember what was over here. Oh yeah, breakpoints were definitely over there. God, I fucking can't believe we pay so much money for this program. Couple of fixes locally that you couldn't submit. Yeah, I'm not in a hurry to ship a beta tonight. Usually, when I'm tired, which I am now, it's just not the best time to push the ship button. Although I do want to push it pretty soon, like before the end of the weekend, maybe. I don't know when you have time. I'll push it after you check in this stuff. How about that? You know, it's been a while, and the list of value is getting substantial, so we should ship it. Anyway, so immediate window, is that different from command window? Debug dump ast interp site void. Okay, wait, where are we? Really? Okay, so I can type stuff in here like the watch window. It's just a different view. Yeah, so I don't know why it's saying void. Now, now look in the output window. I'm not seeing anything in the output window. The console window. Isn't that what this is? Oh, you mean this fucking thing? Okay. I see. So here's the site. Here's what it is. Yeah, that's useful. That is for sure a lot faster than just like trying to figure crap out. I wish I had done that a long time ago, honestly. Dude, I remember hanging out at Borderlands Cafe in San Francisco with Mark Ten Bosch in like, it probably was like 2017. And I spent 2 days trying to track down a compiler. It might have been 2016, 2015. Spent 2 fucking days trying to track down a compiler bug. And it was just literally looking at ast nodes for 2 days. It sucked. Okay. That's cool. I'm glad you were on here to tell me how that works because I wouldn't have figured it out otherwise. So immediate window is kind of like the watch window, except it's for things that are actively evaluated. And it's printing the return value, but the return value of the function is void, but the function is printfing. Okay, I think I get it. We could actually, couldn't we just make it return the string also? And then maybe that would show up here. Maybe not. Maybe it wouldn't be formatted very nicely. I don't know. Anyway, this will make understanding the ast much faster. Okay, let's look at this actual problem for a second. I'm getting in the mood to sign off soon, but let's see. So the problem is, it's a little bit sneaky because, you know, the using is on tts.puzzle. TTS itself, I think, has not gone through the size pipe, right? But tts.puzzle may have, right? But then if we ask for the address of the element, which we are for something, we can't find it because even though we know this, we don't know this. And this code was not really written to yield. So we could either make it yield. I never really like adding more yields, although this is a simpler one. All these are out of order now. Like, I don't even know what the order was, but I know that I'm not used to it. Probably like this. I don't know. Right, so we're trying to get the offset of the entry. Basically, we assume that if we can refer to an identifier, let's look at the exact. .43. Yeah, so we're using phrase as the array here, right? And phrase is being used from puzzle by this, right? And this isn't sized yet. And so the using, okay, the reason it's sneaky is because if you just say using TTS or whatever, I think we actually do check that it passes the size pipe, but we're kind of bypassing this by dereferencing this, right? And maybe we should put a weight into the dereference. Except that I think that what's going on right, this is a binary operator. I don't know why that didn't fire, but whatever. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so this can't yield by the time we get here. That's the problem. Um, yeah, so we could check all dereferences to make sure that the struct has gone through the size pipe, which is the equivalent of later on saying that the body is passed infer probably or whatever, right? Um, it's just if I do that to all dereferences in the language, I'm not sure what's going to happen. It might be fine, or we might uh, introduce problems. Oh, and also there's definitely going to be cases when we don't want to do that. Like you can say type of a thing and you don't want to wait for the size. And there's some special context pushed when you do things like type of. So, but that I think would be my main way of checking. Alternatively, we could walk upward from this target expression and make sure everything's inferred like before we do any of this. And, you know, what's going on is like here, I don't like all this dereference chain stuff. Like I hate it. I hated having to type it. Um, and it's 0 anyway. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. This is for calculating addresses. Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to sleep on the best solution to this. I don't think it's actually super hard. But it is one of these fixes that might get like really independently, like we shouldn't have to make all dereferences wait. That might be a blanket solution to this kind of thing, but we should be able to check that we might need to yield just in this specific case. So let's just look at that. Like, what's our earliest place that we could yield? Not even this. This could yield. I think. Oh, wait, no. Bytecode Builder can't yield. What am I talking about, guys? We don't yield here. We don't even go here. Oh, okay, guys. I was thinking totally in the wrong direction. Everything I just said is not right. Everything I just said is not right. Because we don't yield here. The problem is that we're generating code and we didn't correctly put dependencies on everything. You know, dependency architectures, there's reasons I tried to get away from them to the greatest extent possible, but there are some here. So for example, see this need size to build array? We loop through this and make sure all these things pass the size pipe before we try to build the procedure. So the actual problem is that we didn't pre-record everything that needs to be in there. And the question is, how annoying is that? And the answer is, I don't know. We'll look when I'm less tired. Like, it always depends. The reason why this kind of dependency thing is a bummer, there's a lot of reasons. One of them is when there's a bug, you know, the thing that made the bug can be far from the place that exhibits the bug. And that's always terrible. But a corollary to that is that you often will have code that has to be in sync or is kind of a duplication of similar logic, but not the same logic, right? At the place that creates the dependency and the place that consumes the dependency. Like, for example, here, the place that consumes the dependency, that just means we want to make sure everybody's sized, right? I don't really mean this loop. I mean the thing that was walking up to get the address of the member. The thing is, to know what the dependency is before we can go build bytecode, you walk up the tree of the things for the thing you're going to dereference, right? And so you're doing the same thing twice, but in different places and for different reasons. And so it's not really the same code. And those things can go out of sync, right? And so we want to avoid that whenever possible. But I don't have a better solution for this particular thing. But the thing that I was just describing a little bit ago about spending 2 days frickin' tracing AST nodes, that was when the entire compiler was a dependency architecture. I will never go back to that. That was frickin' horrible. I was so happy to make it not be that way anymore. Yeah. All right, it is bedtime for me. We fixed many things. We're going to leave this off for now, but maybe we'll get it for the next beta. Thanks, everybody. See you later on.